this next story we're going to be talking about is AEW releases. So this is the first mass layoff, I think, that Tony Khan has ever done. I'm going to give you the names if you want to know more about any of these names, but for criminy sake, apart from Dasher, I barely, and a couple of the names, I wouldn't recognize him if I was in a phone booth with him. Dasher Gonzalez, she was.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Tony Khan has Ring of Honor.
Yes.
What are those ratings? Anything?
They can be measured on, I mean, if you've got your socks off, you can measure them on your fingers and toes. You're talking about 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 a week because it's exclusive to the Honor Club.
What station or network are they on?
It's like the WWE network, but it's a Ring of Honor Club network.
So
but there's only like 10, 20,000 people sign up to it.
So is it like it's a paid service? You pay for it?
Yes, that very few people pay for. So essentially nobody watches it. Infinitesimally small. Put it this way, our ratings dominate Ring of Honor.
Does Meltzer take it? I don't even think he takes it.
No, I don't think he reviews it. I think he probably has someone to review it for him. But no, the point is that no one watches Ring of Honor, and I think quite a lot of these guys, probably as you're suggesting, have been on Ring of Honor or just not on at all. So there's the boys, primarily recognized as Dalton Castle's valets. Jose, the assistant, who joined the promotion in 2021. Basically, almost none of these people have been on for ages. Jora Joel. Who? Anthony Henry. Don't know. Gravity.
No.
We watched a match with Gravity, and it was that impossible botch fest where he messes up every single move. That was hilarious. They should have kept him on just for the comedy. Stu Grayson. He initially departed from AEW in 2022, returned the following year, Ring of Honor, as you say. Parker Boudreaux, barely been on. Slim J, barely been on Ring of Honor as well. So 10 releases. The only one that's surprising is Dasher, because she was actually a ring announcer and backstage interviewer, and she was being used. So she's the only surprise, and she's the only person who's being used who's been gotten rid of.
Well, we'll get to the Punk interview in a minute, but we've often said that I don't know why he signs up so many people, and they were all getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
He would sign them for 3 years, and he would tell them, if I sign you for a 3-year deal, you're going to get paid for 3 years.
That's what he was telling them, yeah.
So I wonder, going forward, is that little tenet he put out, is it still in effect? Hell, no wonder people were dying to go over there, because you didn't work. You worked TV on Wednesday and Friday, maybe, and did the pay-per-views. But most of these guys, I don't know. They got paid for they would go to TV and sit around and talk to each other.
Yeah. Even if they went to TV. I mean, some of these people haven't been seen in 6 months or a year on TV. They've just been left off completely. They are witness protection.
Weird. Very, very weird.
So, with Tony Khan, as you said, he was telling these guys, look, if I sign you to 3 years, you will get paid for 3 years. Now, it's funny how in a year where the TV rights have been negotiated, that word has been gone back on. And to be honest, Tony Khan should be praised for this, really, because someone's got to him to the point where they've said, you're paying money for nothing. You're not a charity.
Well, you would think somebody that you're going to pay, you're going to put to work doing something. But a lot of them would see, this is would he pick up hotel rooms too?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
He would pick up the flight, probably the cab into the building or into the hotel, and then pick up the hotel and flight and the food. That was quite expensive. That was costing him, if he did 50 people that way, I bet it's costing him, I don't know, 70 grand, maybe 80 grand every time they do a TV. If you fly them in and put them up, they didn't stay at Motel 6. They stayed at the Marriott's, and they stayed at, the nice hotels that, about $250, $300 a night. So multiply that by 50 guys, and that's what you got. But I will say I respect that if he said that, he followed through with it. He didn't break it. He didn't change it. So, and I also heard through my source that Mr. Khan was going to have some more releases coming up. Because we all kind of knew that. That's not even news. That was 10 he got rid of. I think 10's coming up in the next week or so. That's logical because we would have, I assume that anyway. Once they start, they keep going till they cut all the dead wood out. So we'll see where this goes.
I wonder who's whispering in Tony's ear. Who do you think's whispering in his ear and telling him to make cuts and make the company more attractive and, less of a money loser?
Well, he was told this a long time ago. We've even told him on this podcast. I'm sure he doesn't listen to it, but maybe he does. But he needs to, and I've said this 1,000 times, he needs to start being a boss. You cannot be a booker and pal around with the boys because they were get on your good side and they'll tell you everything you want to hear. They'll tell you how great you are and what about this idea, and he likes that. He wants to be accepted like every other human being on this earth. But
Who did that with you when you were a booker? Did you notice any wrestlers overly trying to pal around with you in order to get more interest from you?
Yeah, but I was in a different league. Tony's a billionaire. I'm a hundredaire. But yeah, they are, people would do that. Well, it's natural anyway. But I tried to use everybody, and I just didn't put people out there just to put them out there.